Hey, my earth signs. This is for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. We're talking about the lunar eclipse energy right now. I feel like you are full of amazing ideas for the future. Some really, really bright, goals. And I feel like because it's September, everything, feels like it's got a kind of a golden wrap on it, the harvest. But you may be frustrated right now because there's like something in the way of getting started. Like you feel like you're maybe spinning your wheels. You kind of start doing something and then you get pulled in another direction. And then, that doesn't quite go right. And then there was something else that needed to be finished. Kind of just a little all over the place. I feel like the summer probably went fast, and you thought you were sort of going to get a lot done. And you did. You were really busy, but maybe not doing something that you thought you were going to be doing. And, Spirit says to just be patient if you can and go with the flow, because all the things you want to bring to life will come, but you're going to have to just do one thing at a time and be patient. And right now, everything's just sort of at a standstill. So just kind of imagine yourself in a huge golden field of possibilities, and try to simplify things down in your mind and think, it's all going to be built. It's all going to be planted. It's all, you've got all these seeds, and you just have to be a little bit patient while things fall into place, to be able to sort of get going and start on something. Spirit also says, it's about enjoying the journey and try to not let everything frustrate you at this time. And it's tough because you probably feel like maybe a little bit like you're on your own, waiting for the right time, but there's a lot of loose ends to tie up. So let's see how you're doing here. We've got conflict and defeat. We've got power and strength, and we have rejoice in celebration. So that's basically exactly what I was just saying. So the this would be the Five of Swords, this conflict and defeat. I think that there's been a lot of things that you've sort of had to battle through in the past couple of months that maybe that wasn't supposed to be your focus. And I think you're moving past this. I think, you're kind of, the building was burning and you were trying to salvage a bunch of stuff and move people around and, save the world. And now I think everything's sort of out and everybody's safe, and you're just getting yourself out the door, running down the stairs, coughing and wheezing a little bit. And, and now the rest can just burn down safely. This is letting go of something from the past, just letting it burn down, letting it stay where it is. It doesn't need to be resurrected. It doesn't need to be rebuilt afterwards in the same spot. It's just time to move on. And I think through those experiences, or through this big experience, whether it's, one big one or a bunch of little ones, I think that you've really stepped into your own power. I think that you might have even surprised yourself with how capable you were of getting through all this. This has probably taught you a lot about yourself, a lot of skills that maybe even just sort of got you out of a place of being stagnant. You really had to step up, you had to lead, and you had to do a lot of things that maybe you've never done before or didn't know how to do. And now you've got all this skill set, and now you're ready to move forward. And I think that's where a little bit of the frustration is. But if you can get through that, I think you're going to just be able to stand in a really good position very confident, and ready to sort of go forward with the future that, you know, you've got kind of building in your mind. And I think that once you get to start and, you know, all these loose ends are tied up, and then I think you're just going to be super happy. I think everything's going to be very abundant feeling. I think people will kind of gather with you, the people that you care about, and there'll be, you know, a great celebration to be had. And make sure you celebrate all the little wins, right? We're hard workers, you know, the earth signs. We want to see things manifest on the earth. We want to build things. We want to, you know, we want the land to be fertile, right, for our ideas and our, but even just the small accomplishments at this time, we're having to learn to recognize them, to take a breath and say, yeah, this is going well, or yes, I did that, or yes, I learned that, or yes, this might go well in the future, but I need to do this first. And that's going to be a big theme, because things will start moving quickly, you know, after a few months goes by. And so this is kind of the seeding, you know, the planning, the patience stage, right? And but utilize this time. So instead of, you know, thinking, well, why can't I get going? Think, what do I really want to do? And also just the planning, like have fun doing that. You know, some really great ideas, even more so, might come to you, or things like coming together in a way that you didn't think of before. And we've got, yeah, birthing a new age. So adding to what we were just talking about, birthing new creations and dreaming a new world into being. And that's exactly where this is at. I think that within, like, you know, the next 6 months, you're not even going to recognize the place that you're standing now, in a good way, in a very positive way. I think that everything, you're just going to be able to transform and really go ahead into, basically, you know, I don't know, pretend you're in Minecraft and you're starting with a clean slate. You pick your world, and you can just build it however you want. You can watch it, you know, come to life. This is the new age. Everything's changing. People are changing. Places are changing. People in your life may be changing, you know, and your situation, possibly even your home. And everything's going to be new. None of us know how to, you know, navigate this quite yet. And I think the ones that are going to be able to enjoy it the most are the ones that, you know, can sort of just take a pause and a breath, and be a little bit in awe of how insane this year and the next couple of years will be. Try to have fun with it. And we have Council of Light. Yeah. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So you've got a lot of support here. It's, you know, it's, you have not been abandoned to flail about on your own with, you know, nothing that you do seeming to work or to get started. This is divine orchestration. This is spirit in the universe just, you know, working their butts off trying to get everything put together so that when that path opens up, everything is aligned for you. And you've got, you know, a lot of energy, a lot of good, just good vibes, you know, watching over you, excited for you, ready to support you. And you're going to have a lot of help, you know. Spirit wants you to be successful, and, you know, Spirit knows that you've got a brilliant path in front of you, and you've got this this amazing future that you're going to create, and it's going to unfold. And when it does, you're going to be amazed. I think you're really going to be amazed. We've got teaching here in your cards. So some of you might be teachers, of course. You might be, working with young people, with kids. You could be teaching a class and something that you're very skilled at. I know you've got a lot of skills, but maybe one or two of them you are, pretty master level at, or an expert. This could be something that brings you a lot of fulfillment, is, even just teaching somebody. Maybe you've got a friend, or I don't know, a nephew, a niece, or, your kids or something, teaching them something that you've worked a long time at. Teaching can also be just people witnessing how you're living your life and what you're doing and what you will do to build the life that you want. You don't realize like that, how much you affect the people around you, right? People are always watching, people are always judging, of course, but people are always watching, and you're so focused and so determined, and everybody knows that you will succeed in whatever it is that you're trying to do. So you're teaching people that that's possible as well. So if you're going to run a course, best of luck with that. I know that will be an awesome course for people to come to or learn. And if that's not, what you're doing, just know that you are teaching people just by the way you do things and who you are. And we have a career change here. And that's interesting. There's a lighthouse here, with, instead of it just being a light, there's an angel beaming light on top of this lighthouse. It says you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. So some of you might be changing careers, or just even changing your focus. Maybe this isn't even something that you expected. This might be something that kind of comes out of nowhere when you think you're going in the direction that you wanted, and it catches your eye, and it kind of changes your course, and it's kind of an aha moment. It'll be like, oh, that makes sense, that's where that is. And I think it's going to shine very brightly. I don't think this is going to be something that you're going to miss, whatever this sign is, whatever this bright light is for you. I think you're going to be very thankful for it. And yeah, I think that whatever you think is going to happen now, I think it will be there, but there's going to be this veering off of the direction you thought. And I think everything's going to lock in, and you're going to know exactly which way to go. And this is divinely blessed, this sign, this change of direction. And if it's not a career change, then it would be something like some purpose, or some hobby or interest or project that maybe you've really been hoping to do or start for a long time. And maybe you feel like, oh, okay, I'm going to finally be able to, start doing this. And again, you'll maybe have even planned it for a really long time in your head. And it's not going to go exactly the way you thought. But when you see this light, this sign, you're just going to be like, oh, yeah, that's right. Something's going to click in, and it's going to be definitely for your greater good. You're going to be happy about that. We have this turkey spirit. And I mean, Thanksgiving is still pretty far away, but the number is 61, and it says, give with gratitude and grace. So within the waiting period, and the skills that you've learned, and the strength that you've gained, and the celebration, and these like ideas and projects that you want to do, and this, aha moment, giving with gratitude and grace is like, I almost feel like it's just like giving back. For one, it's like being grateful for the experiences, even if they weren't your choice. because every step leads us to the next, and every skill learned is for a reason. It's going to help you on your path, or it's going to help you with your projects. It's going to help you in the future. So give back even what you've learned, whether it's through teaching or through, giving a hand, or just being an inspiration. And remember to reflect and have gratitude for anything in your life that that you love or that you've learned, and that will help your path unfold faster. And lastly, we've got Armadillo Spirit. Set healthy boundaries. And I like that for you right now because you have done an immense amount of work. You have, put this time in, and you're kind of ready for the future, and now you've got all these new skills, and people are asking you questions, and people are coming to you to learn, and you're just beaming this light of kind of a saving grace, I guess. And so you're pretty tired. This is a bit of the time to take a breath. And because there's so much sort of excitement and good energy around you, people will probably start just wanting more because they can see that really good energy coming off you. So it's okay at this point to say, I need a break, or go take some time for yourself, or, you can say no to more projects, make sure you're keeping some time to just reflect and breathe and process, and and go and find yourself an awesome little spot and sit and make your plans and think about what you're going to do, because it's your turn, right, to have that focus. It's your turn to be able to go forward with your plans in the future. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be long from now. And I think the solar eclipse coming up is really going to shine this bright light that you can't ignore. So take some time. You've done an amazing job. You've worked hard, and you're about to just embark on a whole new life and new adventure. So set some boundaries and get ready to go. You're 100% supported. You're going to be successful. I'm excited for you. Remember, you are love and you are loved. Take care.